Good evening, Bande Matram. Welcome all of you. The topic we are going to discuss right now is on logic is the worst enemy of truth. Logic is the worst enemy of truth. It is going to be discussed on philosophy. Everywhere the center is philosophy, the beginning is philosophy, the end is philosophy. What is the philosophy? And when we talk of the philosophy, we take the human reasons. With the reasons we grow, with the reason we analyze, and with the reason we conclude. So this reason carries a great part in this philosophy, this logic, this reason. With this actually we are advancing again and again towards the knowledge of the truth. But it is really significant to know logic is the worst enemy of truth. Logic is the worst enemy of truth. That is the topic of discussion. Still in the course, logic is the worst enemy of truth, as self-righteousness is the worst enemy of virtue. Very interesting. You have to know, you have to take care. Logic is the worst enemy of truth, and self-righteousness is the worst enemy of virtue. For one cannot see its own errors, nor other its own imperfections. You have got two things you have to overcome, that is error, and the second is imperfections. Imperfection to be perfected and errors to be corrected. And suppose you are going with the logic, these two can never be corrected, never be perfected. It is to the best of our master's view. Theorem speaks, logic is the worst enemy of truth, and self-righteousness is the worst enemy of virtue. For one can't see its own error nor the other in its own imperfections. It can't be corrected, you know. Philosophy is only a play of phrases. So this is all about philosophy. Today we are going to discuss in this topic. Philosophy is only a play of phrases and the mental ideas. It is only the play of phrases and mental ideas, nothing else. So mental gymnastic without any reference to the experience. Mental gymnastic without reference to experiences. So spiritual knowledge is as much impossible without experience of as scientific knowledge. So two knowledge Aurobindo compares, and of course bringing to conclusion on that, spiritual knowledge is as much impossible without experience of scientific knowledge. So scientific knowledge is necessary. Is much impossible without experience of scientific knowledge. Then Sri Aurobindo goes forward. Philosophy is of little help in getting true knowledge. It can analyze, it can discuss, it can move you forward, it can lift you up. But thing is, you must know, very difficult. It doesn't. Little help. Philosophy is of little help in getting the true knowledge, the right knowledge, the true knowledge. You can't get with the philosophy, which must come from the experience. That is what the experience is a must, and this experience you must gain so far this spiritual line and the spiritual life are concerned from experience and actual realization. If there is no experience, there is no realization, then very difficult to claim that I am spiritual. And another thing I will try to quote Sri Aurobindo here: nobody can have the supramental realization if he is not having the spiritual. So realization and experience, it counts a greater part. It has a larger, bigger, mightier part in this yoga. So I will try to quote it again. Philosophy is of little help in getting the true knowledge. True knowledge, very difficult to get, and which must come from experience and actual realization. This true knowledge can come only from experience and realization. If there is no realization, no experience, so somebody can claim that I have got the truth. How can it be possible? How can it is possible? Sometimes it happens. Suppose Pangulang Haitagiri Mukam Karoti Bachalam, this divine is there and to help you, then nobody can debar you from reaching the goal, knowing the truth. But 100% it is not this is believable or viable to believe that without experience and realization we can reach at the truth, arrive at the truth. Then you should know it serves as a mental exercise, exercise of mind, mental exercise. It makes the mind simple and clear. That's what happens. That's what happens. It makes the mind simple and clear. That is possible. It gives ideas to the mind. Only some mental development. That is what. Some ideas you can find, it can give some ideas to the mind. That is what possible. And that is there is something higher than itself to which it should not aspire, because mind has got its limitation. It can think, it can live, it can bring, it can analyze, it can sum up to a point that is very much limited. Mind can reach the body of truth. It can touch the body of the truth. It can analyze the supreme truth, because it has got its limitation. Whatever it now it feels right, after sometimes it itself contradicts. It can only make the mind clear and the simple. It can do some mental exercise for you. But thing is that 100% this change and all is highly impossible. Higher than itself it can't get to which it should aspire. Thus it serves as a sort of springing board, helper, not the end of the work. Something like a springing board, that's what we can know. Nothing else. If we think mind is complete, mind is clear, and what mind thinks is that is true, then you are lagging. Lagging means lagging a lot of things you are lagging. Definitely you have to think something. You have to go beyond the mind. Mind is not the last word of the spirit, last word of the nature. There is so many things you have to do. You have to go beyond the mind. That is the requirement, major requirement on you with you. And steer in the quotes again. The divine is not bound by human philosophies. Philosophy created by human being. And the divine is not bound to the human philosophy. It is free in its play and free from the essence. In no way you can bind the divine with your human philosophy. That is very difficult. And that's what we do. Everything we play off our mind. With our mental things, mental phenomenon, we analyze everything and we feel everything is correct. But the thing is that mind can never reach the body of truth. And this human philosophy, particularly here in the course, the human philosophy can't bound the divine. Divine is not bound by the human philosophy. It is 100% sure, because it is it is emerging from mind, being circulated, analyzed, and represented by the mind. This mind is very narrow, and it has got its limited resources. It can't reach the body of truth. It can make some simplicity, some clarity. It's fine, no problem. Simple and clear. It can give you some mental exercise. It can be used as a springing board, but ultimately it can't serve as the highest aspirant and highest principle. This human philosophy very much limited. It can't bind the divine with its own philosophy. Philosophy, what is being created right now, it will be contradicted after some time. You don't know when it will be contradicted, but it will be contradicted. So philosophy, opens all problems bare. Problems are there. It can make it bare, but thing is that the truest truth is that it can solve all the problems. Simply, it can make it things bare, open before you, but it cannot completely bring conclusion to the mind. And finally, we can go for one message from the mother on philosophy, on the logic. Every time Like you have logic, you have seen the crow is black and the cuckoo is black, quail is black. So can you do you agree both your crow and quail they are same? Can you conclude this is truth? This is what logic you have to give the reasons. And the reason whatever you are providing, this is not binding to all. Suppose somebody is giving another reason, he has got his reason of his own. So you can say that this is final and whatever I submit, that is different, that is erroneous. Nobody can say it. You have got your own way of thinking and he has got his own way of thinking. So you can't. Once Aristotle is asking a question to his guru, philosopher. So please define a human being. And Guru is defining bi-legged, unfeathered being. Interesting, strange. Bi-legged, two legs, unfeathered, featherless being. Next day, Aristotle calls Guru. Guru, please come back, come inside. Guru is coming. Yes, Socrates. So what happened on the table? One hen is there. His unfeathered. The feathers have been taken out. Two legs, it is standing and looking at the sky, up, looking up. And Aristotle is asking, Gurudev, is it your human being? Two-legged, bi-legged? Yes, it has got two legs. Unfeathered, I have made it featherless, I have made it featherless. And it is looking up, maybe aspiring something. Do you think this is the man, definition of man? Is it man? Then changed. The definition of man got changed. Number of definition you have seen. Reasoning animal, connecting link between the demigod and the beast, fortunately inconscient, mind is man. So, many ways, mind is man, supermind is superman, many ways we define. But bi-legged, unfeathered being, this was a reason for one time. And this greatest, revered, most respected Guru also realized that philosophy which I had, that has to change. There is no other go. That is what. And finally, Mother comes to conclude. The mistake is to look at things through the dimension of the human consciousness. Human consciousness, how far it has gone. Maybe if you compare to these people, ordinarily conscious people with yourself who are sitting before me and listening the talk or analyzing the Sri Aurobindo through these speeches and all. These people, they can be termed as the people with ordinary conscious people. They are in the ordinary human consciousness and you are little bit ahead of them. So, Mother Course, it is a mistake to look at things through the dimensions of the human consciousness. It is dangerous to try to explain. Dangerous, Mother Course. Dangerous to try to explain or understand them with the limited mental intelligence. Limited mental intelligence. It is very much squeezed, very much narrow, very much limited. You can't analyze. That is the reason why philosophy has always failed to unveil the secret of things. It is human philosophy. It is limited. It has failed to unveil because what have been veiled till now, it has to be unveiled and philosophy can't unveil the secret of things. It is because it has tried to fit the universe. It has because it has tried to fit the universe into the size of the human mind. Whatever I see, whatever I feel, wherever my vision grows, that is end. Do you feel this reasoning, this logic is rational, universally accepted? A part is second, we have taken it for the whole. Big, huge core. And whatever we see, that is only a dot upon that, may not be even shorter than a dot upon that big circle. And this dot, after seeing, we feel confidence that we have known all, everything we know. With this limited human mind, how can I state that I know everything? Whatever I think these are correct, there is nothing else beyond my imagination, beyond my thought. Chance try to contradict everything in their approach through logic, through debate, because my philosophy is my philosophy and your philosophy is your philosophy. That is the philosophy of mind, human philosophy. You can't say this is binding on the divine and that is all. It has got its limitation. You have to go beyond. Logic is the worst enemy of the truth, and the philosophy is not bound. Divine is not bound by the human philosophy. That's what must be remembered and recalled. Thank you for now. Vande Mataram.